Welcome to the Post for All Season Sports Show. I'm Drew Rubenstein, and with me again is Dave Raese, our publisher. And Dave, let's continue our conversation from last week, looking at the state of the NCAA. It's come under fire here in recent months. In addition to the Oklahoma State story that we discussed last week, Yahoo Sports came out with a report kind of detailing a number of SEC football players that were connected to agents, maybe receiving money before they went on to professional football. You have the Johnny Manziel situation, the autograph gate, if you will, where some people criticize the NCAA for maybe not thoroughly investigating that matter. The Miami investigation from over the summer that kind of just fell apart. There's been a number of things. College commissioners from all of the major conferences have come out and said, hey, we don't really have trust in the NCAA to enforce matters. All of that said, everything that's bubbling up, what the state of the NCAA is, how much longer can it really last as it is right now?
Well, I think it's going to last as long as that college athletics becomes, in football particularly, the farm system for the pros. I think that it's a good sort of governing body front to say that we have someone watching over all these things, and really that's almost an impossible task, because who knows when some kid gets an envelope full of cash and doesn't, you just don't know. So I think it'll go along until the NFL and the NBA and starts having, minor league farm systems like baseball does, where a kid coming out of high school can make the choice. He can get a college education and go to play baseball to, play someplace, or he can go to the pros directly. The football and basketball players don't have that opportunity. They have to either choose college, whether they might be ready for it or not, or they sit out until, which is usually not a good idea. So that's what I look at.
So do you believe that college athletes should be paid, which is something that many people have proposed, or are you proposing something else here?
I think they should be paid, particularly in the basketball and the football that bring in so much money, not only in ticket sales and uniform shirt sales and things like that, but also the boosters. That's supposedly, that's why universities justify the big sports, is because they get so many donations. So I don't understand why they shouldn't be, seeing some of it, and I think that would reduce the temptation of not only players accepting money, but also boosters and stuff giving the money. It might clean it up, it might not, but it's better than not doing what's going now, because it's not working now.
Along those lines, does it stay as athletics stayed to universities and within the NCAA, or are you most proposing a separate league, a minor league system for the NFL and the NBA and things like that, or can the NCAA fix up its issues?
Well, I think, I don't understand why, baseball has had farm systems forever, and I don't understand why the other pro teams can't. And I think then, the kid wants a college education based through his athletics, then can get that. And I just think it would make things a lot more honest, and, so the kids who want to play for money are out there playing for their money and helping their families, and the kids who want to become doctors or dentists or engineers or whatever, but can't afford college, will sacrifice and play football or basketball or whatever, but knowing that they'll be able to, graduate in the degree that they really choose, and not sort of forced upon them because of practice times and things.
Let me ask you this question. Can the NCAA be fixed, or is it corrupt at the root, in your opinion?
I don't think it's corrupt. I just think they're overmatched. I mean, how many colleges do you have, and how many investigators do they have? I mean, it's almost like the war on drugs. It just, you're probably not going to win it,
That's a good point. And along those lines, there's been so much talk where something's going to have to happen, and a lot of the college commissioners have talked about just having a complete overhaul of the leadership and like you said, giving them maybe a little bit more power to investigate, however that may come about. Do you think you'll ever get to the point, though, where will that be effective, or could it ever get to the point where a lot of universities and maybe conferences take a stand and say, you know what, this isn't what we're about, and you saw in the 1940s the University of Chicago de-emphasized major athletics. Could that ever happen again?
Well, not as long as they're bringing in the money that the TV and things brings in, but I don't think the NCAA is, I don't ever think they can police this whole thing, and I don't know why universities and stuff would pay for like an FBI of athletics, so I just think they ought to put the onus on the professional teams to, mine and grow their own talent.
That's interesting. Dave, I appreciate your time
you.
and for joining us. And please continue to check VDPost.com for all the latest sports videos on the Mountaineers and our local sports.